Hi everybody. So I wanted to make this video. It's pretty much like a summary of my life, I guess. I don't fucking know. um I thought I made this video before talking about like my mom passing away, but like I might have and deleted it. I'm not really fucking sure. I know I've been trying to make that video for like 5 years since it happened, and every time I don't know what the fuck happens. I just don't do it. Anyways, but I figured that I kind of need to like not just explain that in order for everything to make sense. I kind of have to like explain kind of everything, but I won't go into in-depth explanations to shit. I'll just kind of like give brief summaries of everything. So anyways, I was born June 10th, 2003. When I was born with a rare heart condition, and I spent like first 10 months of in the hospital, and after that it was just a long road of shit, like medical visits and all that, just to be able to get me to be a normal kid. So I ended up going to kindergarten, in public school kindergarten, but I had a low immune system, so my parents pulled me out of school and they homeschooled me from 1st grade to 6th grade. So my parents were a little bit older. They were 38 and 42 when I was born, I believe. I do have 2 way older brothers that my mother had with her first marriage, and then I'm from her 3rd marriage. So I was my father's 1st child and I was my mother's 3rd child, if that makes any sense. My brothers are currently 37 and 35, and I just had my 20th birthday in June. I have nephews and 1 niece. You know, I have 1 nephew that's only 6-7 years younger than me. So there's that. But that's just a brief summary of that. I grew up pretty much by myself because my brothers were kind of already moved out by the time I was born. So basically, I'm trying to think of how to say this in order, because when I talk about my life I kind of like jump place to place, but I'm trying not to do that. So like I said, I was homeschooled from 1st grade to 6th grade. I was homeschooled for 6th grade, but then went to public school for 7th grade. So I'm not really going to talk about my parents too much, but just to give you a brief little summary about them. They were married, I think, in like 2000 or 2001, and they met and started dating in 1999. But anyways, by the time I was born, or my earliest memories of them is they never really got along. I'm not really sure why, but they never got along. There's a lot of arguing in my house for whatever reasoning. And my mother had a drinking and drug problem. I'm not really sure when it started, but I remember it being when I was like 7 or 8 years old, something like that. It wasn't that bad back then, but then around, I feel like 10 years old is when it got really bad. So that would bring us to 2013. I think that's because my mother was diagnosed with cancer that year, and after that I think it was just like a death sentence for her, so she kind of just like gave up. For a little bit she went to treatments, but then I think she stopped going in like 2015, something like that. A lot of things are like blocked out in my head because I just don't want to remember them. So from 2013 to like 2013 to like June 2016, everything was kind of like a war zone, basically. I remember I was making videos back then, and I made sure to very much like conceal what was happening around me. But June 2016 is when my life like really changed. So oddly enough, I can remember dates really well. I'm not sure why, but June 6, 2016, my parents ended up officially saying that they were going to get a divorce. My dad ended up moving out, and he came back for my birthday on June 10th, and then after that I didn't see him again for months. So he ended up going away. I don't know if I should say it or not, but I'm just gonna say he went away camping. Maybe camping with bars, if you get what I'm saying. He ended up going away for that. I'm not sure why to this day, to be honest with you, but there's that. And then in July 13th, 2016, I actually think this is the day that I ever last made my videos, in that old house. CPS ended up coming and taking me away, and pretty much it was just determined that my mother was not fit to take care of me. And of course back then I thought that was stupid, but now that I'm older, I don't think it was that stupid. I definitely do see where she wasn't fit. Of course, because that was my mom, I didn't want that to happen, but you know, now that I'm older and living on my own and all that other shit, I definitely do see where the unfitness was coming from. So I ended up going into foster care, and then from like July to like October, my mother was able to visit me, but she wasn't always coming to the visits. Like they would be at the DCF office, and then I think it was like an hour visit, and sometimes she wouldn't show up, sometimes she did. It was very stupid. But I ended up being in a foster home with all girls, and it was just this like older lady that was my foster mother. I think there was 6 of us in total, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. And honestly, I know there's a lot of like crazy stories in foster care of like bad things happening to, you know, kids while they're in there, but I do have to say that I did get, I don't know if I should say blessed or graced with goodness. I don't know what to fucking say because it sounds so weird to say that, but I got the ability to be in a nice foster home. I think that's how I should say it. Nothing tragic. We weren't abused or anything. Like, we were all very well taken care of. And it was just one older lady doing it herself, which I'm very, you know, happy that she didn't turn around and, you know, be some crazy woman to us. She was actually very reasonable and, you know, showed us all love and brought us out places and tried to make it feel normal as best as she could. You know, with saying that, it was still foster care and it still sucked. Anyways, fuck, what was I trying to say? Oh, and during that time, like I said, I was homeschooled, but I ended up going into public school, and I ended up doing 7th grade in public school with my foster mother for like 2 months, and then I ended up finally hearing from my dad in October. He had came back from camping, and obviously my mom, it was supposed to be reunification back to her, but then they changed it that she was not fit to take me back, so they ended up trying to get my dad to take me, and obviously my dad took me. They ended up doing visits with him, and within 2 months I was sent home to go live with him. Now keep in mind, we did not go back to that house. We ended up moving to a new house, and we moved in with his girlfriend at the time and her 3 children, who are all older than me, and now his girlfriend then is now his wife. I don't know if that's how I should say it, but yeah. So I ended up meeting her, and like, you know, we ended up moving into that house, and I'm sorry, I ended up running out of storage. I don't know if it will happen again, so I'm gonna try and like hurry this story up. Right now we're at December of 2016, so we're only like 2 more years until the story's over, but I can pretty much summarize it because I don't want this to time out again. I just had to delete some stuff, but I think we're good. Anyways, so we ended up moving in with my dad's wife. She had 3 kids already. They were all older than me, so now there's 4 kids in total and 2 adults living with each other, and honestly it went well. The only thing is like when I moved in with them, I wasn't used to having rules. I'm sorry, the neighborhood kids are playing. I wasn't used to having rules. So, I got in trouble a lot because I just didn't know how to fucking listen. But that was my own fault, not them. Maybe if I behaved a little better, my teenage years would have been a little smoother, but I was an asshole and didn't want to fucking listen, so I got in trouble a lot. But I was a good student. I was a very good student. So, that's good. Anyways, so December 2016, I ended up going to live with my dad in that home, you know, whatever. And then I didn't end up seeing or really speaking to my mother because I was living with my dad and there was a custody battle going on, whatever. I don't know if it was a custody battle, but it was, at least, of course, the divorce was happening. That was going to happen. So from then to like, I don't know, I'd say May 2018. Like I said, I didn't really hear from my mom, and I was still going to public school. I was doing very, very good. So May 24th, 2018 to be exact, I ended up coming home from school. I was in 8th grade. It was a half day. And after getting out of school, I knew that we were supposed to go, like, I think it was my sister's pictures were getting taken for prom, I believe, or something like that. So we go, I'm walking home from school because I walked home from school. I was still in middle school. Like I said, I was in 8th grade. And I walk into the house, and the first thing I always did was walk into there's an upstairs, downstairs, and go talk to my dad because he had like a little office in the corner because he worked from home. So I go to talk to him, and like 5 seconds after walking through the door, he ends up getting a phone call. And I didn't know at first, but I ended up finding out that it was from my mother's sister, who was my aunt. And my mother's family did not like my father, so for them to call him, we knew something was wrong. So we always knew that my mom still had cancer. We didn't know if she was taking care of it or not, and this pretty much gave us our answer that she wasn't. So he ends up going outside to go take the phone call, which immediately made me start thinking that obviously something was wrong because he was going outside. And usually he just answered a phone call in front of me. And I go and sit on like this like couch chair thing we have, and in my head I'm like, I wonder if it has to do with my mom. And of course I was correct. I was trying to shake the feeling, but I was correct. I had a gut feeling that it was. So I go out there to try and like listen in on his call, and he yells at me. He's like, get back in the house. I'm like, okay. And then he comes in the house, and I could just tell from his face that it had to do with my mom, and it was going to be serious. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. So there it goes. He ends up telling me that my mom, the doctor said she has a month or 2 to live, but like the family's honestly thinking that she has like a week. She's like not doing good at all. So that happened on May 24th. Of course, now at this point I'm like fucking destroyed, but I still gotta go and do these pictures for my sister. And then they start trying to see if I could go see her because she's in a different state, or at least call her. We ended up settling on a FaceTime call, and that ended up happening on June 1st, 2018. And it was brief because she wasn't doing well at all. I still have the DMs to this day, by the way. I don't know why, but I've never been able to delete them. So that ends up happening, and then the next day my parents are, my dad and my stepmom are out having a date night, and I ended up getting a message from my brother letting me know that my mom had passed away. So I ended up talking to my dad by like calling him and telling him that, and they come home and, you know, pretty much try to comfort me. So my mom never had like a funeral or anything. So a month later, on July 13th, 2018, I ended up going and picking up my mom's ashes from my uncle in New Jersey. And then on July 20th or 21st of 2018, my mom and stepdad, my dad and my stepmom, they do get married. And then from like 2018 to 2021, I just went through school and all that. I ended up going to a vocational school, and my trade was business technology. And then, like I said, in 2021, that's when I ended up moving out. Actually, I don't think I said that. Sorry. in June 2021, I ended up moving out because I had started dating a guy in October of 2020. And I ended up moving out, living with him. And then I'm not gonna talk about that because I'm not ready to talk about that. And then from there, obviously I'm living on my own. And then from June 2021, sorry, I was getting a call. So from June 2021, actually, let me say one more thing. From like 2018 to 2021, I was getting in trouble a lot still because, like I said, I didn't know how to fucking listen, and I didn't like the fact that I went from never having rules to having rules, and I thought these rules were so stupid. Now that I've moved out and I'm older, I obviously don't think these rules are stupid. I think that my parents were doing what they were doing to try and keep me safe, and I'm just a dumbass and don't want to listen. So I got in trouble a lot. Maybe I'll explain that because it's actually pretty fucking dangerous, but I also at the same time don't know if I want to talk about all that because I don't know. I don't want people to think I'm absolutely fucking stupid, but I am absolutely fucking stupid for the shit I used to do. So maybe I should just own up to it. But this video is long as fuck, so not in this video. Anyways, yeah, like I said, I moved out in June 2021 and I lived with said person from then. And then in March 2023, we moved into this place together, and then, you know, just I don't really want to talk about it, but this year has been pretty strange, and I'm just happy that it's almost over. A lot of shit has happened, you know. Yes, I do have an amazing place, but besides that, a lot of crazy shit has happened this year that I'm just waiting for the year to be done. I'm glad there's only 2 months left. And that's all I'm gonna say. But in summary, that's pretty much the first 20 years of my life. Because I'm 20. And I'm hoping that by my 21st birthday, everything is sorted out. But I'm sorry for the very long video, and I hope nothing goes wrong when I can actually upload this. And with that all being said, I know that not a lot of people are gonna like a long ass video like this, but if you watch it, thanks. So bye everybody.